Working hard or hardly working, am I right? And I am. Kirstjen Nielsen is gonzo. She was resigned, yeah, that's a ticket, in early April after spending roughly 2 years being yelled at publicly and privately by President Donald Trump for not doing enough to keep undocumented immigrants from coming into the United States. Nielsen, who's now the former head of the Department of Homeland Security, can take solace in this one fact. She's in good company, a very large amount of good company. Here's a list of members of Trump's cabinet who have left, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, since he became president in January 2017. Ready? Here we go. Secretary of Homeland Security, Chief of Staff, Secretary of Health and Human Services, CIA Director, Secretary of State, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Environmental Protection Agency Administrator, U.S. Ambassador to the UN, that's the United Nations, Attorney General, Chief of Staff for a second time, Office of Management and Budget Director, Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Homeland Security again. In Trump's first 2 years and 2+ months as president, 14 people have left his cabinet. This is according to stats that are kept by the invaluable Brookings Institution. So, you ask, how does that stack up against past presidents? Not well, is the answer. Barack Obama lost 9 cabinet officials in his first 4 years as president. George W. Bush only had 4 cabinet departures in his entire first term. But it's not just cabinet officials who are leaving Trump world. It's also senior staffers, too. Of the so-called A-team, B.A. Baracus, staffers in senior roles across the administration, so that's 2/3 of them who began in the government at the start of Trump's presidency no longer work there. Again, that's according to Brookings. Put more bluntly, Donald Trump has lost 66% of his top aides over his first 800 days in office. And that number includes no fewer than 5 people who have served as White House Communications Director: Mike Dubke, Sean Spicer, Anthony Scaramucci, Hope Hicks, and Bill Shine. It's quite a list. It's like naming Spinal Tap's drummers. And it's not just that lots of people have left. It's that many of those people who left simply haven't been replaced. Let's take the Department of Homeland Security. Nielsen's resignation, means that of the 18 most important jobs in the department, which are subject to a presidential appointment, only 9 are currently filled. Those vacancies are due to a combination of not enough people being nominated by Trump, others leaving the agency, and nominations being withdrawn. And the man Trump intends to put in Nielsen's old role, Kevin McAleenan, is serving in only an acting capacity, as is the current head of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, and the Defense Secretary, and the Interior Secretary, and the White House Chief of Staff. All of those acting titles are a function of Trump repeatedly robbing Peter to pay Paul. He takes someone from one job and plugs them into another job when a leak springs over there. Then, when another leak comes along, he takes that person and moves them to the next leak, never really backfilling a person to plug, the previous urgent leak. It's a sort of whack-a-mole approach to the massive government bureaucracy. Whatever pops up that day is the only thing that matters. And Trump spends most of his days swinging his mallet at one mole, even as another one's head is popping up somewhere else on the board. Now, Trump and his allies in the White House and across the broader government will insist that all of this turnover is a function of the fact that the president is a radical change agent, and not everyone can handle that, which maybe. At a press conference on the day after the 2018 midterm elections in which his party lost control of the House, Donald Trump addressed and dismissed all of the talk of turnover in his White House.
There will be changes, nothing monumental from that standpoint. I don't think very much different than most administrations. And we have many people lined up for every single position. Any position, everybody wants to work in this White House. We are a hot country. This is a hot White House.
Hot White House, hot country, hot. Now the facts don't back up Trump's assertion, not at all. There are holes all over this administration and not nearly enough hands to fill them all up. It's a far, far cry from Trump's boast to the Washington Post in August 2016 that, quote, "I'm going to surround myself only with the best and most serious people." And that is the point. We make new Point episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Check them all out.